There's a little wind in my face and it's giving a dramatic effect. It's not my intention, okay? Just because it's so hot that I feel like I'm gonna pass out. Hey there, how are you today? I hope you're good. I'm Cami. Welcome back to my channel. I talk about music, concerts, festivals, and everything cool. And I'm gonna tell you, Lollapalooza is my favorite music festival out there. I love the vibes. I love how it feels. I love how everyone is pretty much there for the music. It's a music festival that happens not only in Chicago, United States, but also Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Sweden, France, and now India as well. So since I'm not attending it this year, I thought it was gonna be a good idea to bring to you guys the story of Lollapalooza, the coolest music festival out there. So if you already liked the video and got subscribed, we're ready to go. Lollapalooza is considered the most influential music festival since Woodstock, not only for its many locations, but also for being the birthplace of bands like Stone Temple Pilots, Rage Against the Machine, Tool, and Green Day, for example. It was originally founded in the early 90s by Perry Farrell, the frontman of Jane's Addiction, and it never had the intention of being this iconic. It was supposed to be just a Jane's Addiction farewell tour. Jane's Addiction is a 90s rock band from Los Angeles, California that didn't last long. Although they were very popular, at some point the band members started to hate each other and they were like, oh hey, I don't know, we should maybe do different things. So they decided that in 1991 it was gonna be their last tour, but since it was gonna be their farewell tour anyways, might as well do it in style, right? They were supposed to play at Reading Festival, this music festival that happens in England ever since the 50s. Is one of the oldest music festivals out there. It had its peak on the 90s and it served as reference for many other music festivals that came after that, including Lollapalooza. Like I said, they were supposed to play at Reading, but that didn't happen. It got canceled very last minute. Of course, they got very upset, but they still wanted to do the farewell tour. So they were like, why don't like all of us, you know, each one of the band members, why don't we all pick our favorite artists at the moment and create our own music festival? Lollapalooza means something or someone great, wonderful. For the first year of Lollapalooza in 1991, they gave lollipops for all the attendees. I'm telling you this because, you know, it was a cute thing they did. My whole life I thought that Perry Farrell was from Chicago and that's why the festival was happening there, but no, not really, because actually the first editions of Lollapalooza were more like a tour than a festival. They would go around American cities bringing the same vibe but different lineup, always closing the night with Jane's Addiction, of course. They only had one stage at a time, and you know, it's an LA alternative band, so they were very open-minded and they wanted that on the festival as well. You would arrive early, see the band, some art galleries from underground artists, sign a little pro-abortion petition, get informed about PETA and animals' rights. I mean, everything that was alternative to the conservatism you could find at Lollapalooza. It was supposed to be just a one-time farewell tour, right? Yes, but the thing is that Red Hot Chili Peppers saw the festival and they wanted to play in there. And mind you that this was 1992 when Red Hot Chili Peppers had just released their masterpiece Blood Sugar Sex Magik that totally changed their career in the music industry, I would say. So how the fuck do you say no to Red Hot Chili Peppers? Side note, parenthesis, before 1991 the only music festivals, the only alternative music festivals you could find were like Glastonbury and Reading in England and Rock in Rio in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. People were lacking that. America was lacking a music festival that would actually bring bands. Also, the 90s, my favorite era of the planet, it was also like a big youth movement. It was when people that were our age at the time started to be more aware, more awake. They were craving something real, and money or not, Lollapalooza was the perfect fit for that. They had music festivals in America before, yes, like Woodstock for example, but even Woodstock, it was more like a rock music festival, while Lollapalooza, yes, you would find alternative bands, but it was more like a mix of everything that was good that you should be listening to. They had to do a second edition with Red Hot Chili Peppers headlining and some small bands nobody knew playing at the beginning of the festival, like Virgin. Everything was good, everything was fine until 1996 when they decided to book Metallica as the headliners. Even though Metallica is a great band live, I mean, it was way too popular for Lollapalooza. It would go against everything the festival was, so the attendees got mad. 1996 was also the year when Perry Farrell decided to step back and not be part of Lollapalooza, because remember, it was originally his idea, it was his festival, and that like booking Metallica was totally against his values. So in 1997 1997 it was a total flop and they stopped. It's interesting to notice how the late 90s and the beginning of the 2000s were a huge year breaker for music. I feel like everything changed after that. A really good example that I always think about is Green Day, because like their album Dookie is totally a 90s album. Sounds like the 90s, looked like the 90s, while their other best album, American Idiot, my favorite by the way, what an album, it's totally early 2000s. Also 1997 was the beginning of internet, so if you stop to think that Lollapalooza was the festival that you would go to find new music, now that you had internet, it was not that appealing to people anymore. I just saw that I recorded a big chunk of the video and the audio wasn't recording, so I'm really sorry. Let's pretend it's the concept, okay? I'm not gonna do this again. I'm literally melting in my room. Anyways, early 2000s. Now the internet and music industry chains weren't the biggest challenge for Lollapalooza anymore. They had a bigger enemy, Coachella. More stage, more artists, more vibes. They didn't give a fuck about being commercial or not. They were just showing music and art anyways in a fixed location, so Lollapalooza's faith was either adapt to the industry or go to the grave for real. And that's how they got a spot on Grand Park, Chicago, and have been there until today. Like I said, I thought Chicago has always been the original location, but no, not at all. Like actually they were very hesitant to bring a festival there, because last time Grand Park Chicago hosted a festival in the 70s, it was chaotic, a total flop. People were filled with rage. They were just breaking everything for literally no fucking reason. And two, people from Chicago can be a little way too protective of their cities sometimes, at least back then in the mid 2000s. Like they don't want anyone in their city, they don't really fuck with tourists, so they were like, of course you're not bringing a festival here, but the city need money, and you know what, a music festival would bring a few $100,000s for the city. You like it or not, you're gonna have to have Lollapalooza at Grand Park. And it's funny because today Lollapalooza is a big part of the culture of the city. Like literally every person from there has attended Lollapalooza at some point. Even Chance the Rapper, who is from there, he jumped the fence once, he got caught, it was a whole drama, but you know what, he was playing the next year in one of the small stages, and the following year he even headlined Lollapalooza Magic. From a moving tour to a flop to a place in Chicago, Lollapalooza 2000s did so well that in 2010 they started expanding internationally. Initially in South America with Chile, Brazil, and Argentina, and then Europe in 2014, and most recently India in 2022. The idea has always been to introduce new music to people, so they picked those locations because they lacked alternative music festivals in there. Like, what is the point of doing something like that in England, for example? They already have everything, fuck it, we're going to Chile. Yeah. It was also in mid-2000s when they had their very first pop headliner, Lady Gaga, who had played the year before in a small artist in a small stage. I already said this a lot of times, but Lady Gaga, she played at Lollapalooza as a small artist, okay, small name, little stage, and then the next year she was headlining. Good for her, but this is a very important information for our story. Just like Metallica in 1996, Lady Gaga was a very difficult choice. I mean, talented, yes, deserves to headline, absolutely. Will people like it? But for the surprise of everyone, including me and Perry Farrell, people liked it, and that shaped Lollapalooza for the way we know today. It's not only alternative music anymore, but also rock, pop, rap, EDM, whatever the fuck, as long as it's good. Like Chance the Rapper once said in the documentary of Lollapalooza, I'm gonna tell you more about it in a second, but like he said, seeing an artist live is the perfect opportunity to see who they really are as an artist. And I'm like, I couldn't have said it better, because that's always a deal breaker for me. It doesn't matter if you like the music style or not. If the artist can carry a show, the artist can carry a show, and then you can feel it. So the essence of the festival is a shoot here, is a shoot there, but you know, more modern, more adapt. Like the Lollapalooza 21, the first one I attended with Miley Cyrus, one of the most iconic ones. Right after the pandemic, everyone needed to be vaccinated, so they were one of the first in live music to do that, to bring festivals back, to encourage people to get vaccinated. Also, Miley Cyrus was performing that year, and even though she's not the original form of an alternative rock star, she knows how to carry an audience. So you know, why would you be stubborn and still think it's the 90s when you can literally have an artist like Miley Cyrus headlining your festival? I don't know, maybe that's why even though today Lollapalooza has the same lineup as pretty much every other music festival, it still feels different. Maybe because it was created by someone who is passionate about music. I was very lucky because I had the idea to make this video, and while I was doing my research about the festival, I found out that actually they have a 3-part docuseries documentaries on Paramount about Lollapalooza. So it's like, yes, we have a music documentary. I love that. But in the interviews with Perry Farrell, you can literally see the passion in his eyes. He's totally in love with his project. He's passionate about it. It's so beautiful to see. Like when he steps back, like in 1996, and he talks about how he was not part of the festival anymore, you can see in his eyes how heartbreaking that was for him. So I don't know. I personally love music festivals, obviously, but I also love documentaries. So when I see a documentary about a music festival, I'm like, this is heaven. I had a lot of fun watching this documentary the whole time. So if you guys want to check out the story of Lollapalooza in more details, I totally recommend it. I totally also recommend you to like this video and get subscribed, because that's it, baby girl. I hope you guys liked the video. I'm so tired, so hot. Oh my goodness, it feels like I am at Lollapalooza right now. The weather feels similar, but that's it. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't, you did by what I've been through right now. You did. Bye.